Hello, welcome to another episode of Math with Dr. War. Today we're going to be finding the volume of a cone. So our first problem says to use the diagram to find the volume of the right circular cone. So the keywords here are volume. That should send you straight to your mathematics reference sheet. They told us the shape was a cone. So when you go to your reference sheet, here's volume, here is cone, and here is the associated formula. So we have V equals 1 over 3 pi radius squared times height. I'm going to replace my variables by their numerical value. So I have a third. I'm going to keep pi as it is times pi. My radius, now remember, since this is starting from the center and going to the outskirts, that 4 is my radius. So that's going to be times 4 squared, and my height is 9. I'm going to put all of this in my calculator. So I have 1 n over d, 3. Remember to go to the right. I'm going to multiply. I'm going to use pi times 4 squared and times my height, which is 9. I hit enter and notice my answer is 48 pi. Now remember I have to use the grid, so I'm going to press this, which is going to convert my answer to a decimal. Now since I kind of couldn't find a question for you guys, I just snipped this from a worksheet. So we're going to round our answer to the nearest whole number. So our answer is 150.79, and if I round this to the nearest whole number, the zeros in the whole, the 7 is going to make that 0 increase by 1. So our answer is approximately 151 millimeters cube. And I'm going to enter that in my grid. Remember, as always, write your answer at the top, and then we're going to shade. So I'm going to shade 1, shade 5, and then I'm going to shade 1 again. Just as always, if you use the estimated value, 1 n over d 3 times 3.14 times 4 squared times your height, which is 9, and you hit enter, notice I got 150.72, which when rounded to the nearest whole is 151. So I find that with most of these volume questions, because you're going to have, especially if you have a circular base, you're going to have to use pi, and they're going to ask you to round. Okay, let's look at question number 2. In the diagram below, a right circular cone has a diameter of 8 inches and a height of 12 inches. What is the volume of the cone to the nearest cubic inch? So again, they want us to find volume. We know it's a cone, and just as before, they want us to round to the nearest cubic inch. So I write my formula. V equals to a third times pi r squared times your height. A third. I'm going to keep pi as pi. Now, the 8 inches is my diameter. Therefore, my radius would be half of that. So I'm going to divide my 8 by 2, which gives me 4. So my radius is going to be 4 squared, and my height is 12. Okay, I'm going to put all of that in my calculator. So I have 1 n over d3. Remember to go to the right, times, I'm going to use pi, so you get in the habit of using it as well on the test instead of using 3.14, times, our radius is 4 squared, and our height is 12, times 12. And I'm going to hit enter, and notice my answer is 64 pi, but we need to get rid of the symbol pi, so again we need this function right here. I get 201.06. And guess what? There is our answer. 201. So our answer is number 1. and you're finished. So whenever you have to find a volume, again, once they say the word volume, that is your clue to go to the reference sheet. Also, find the shape and the associated formula. Always remember to write your formula and then replace all the variables by their numerical value. And use your calculator if it's on the calculator section.